Alex, what do you think will happen to the breakaway Nazis who are under Antarctica with their space bases on asteroids, moons, and perhaps planets as well? Will they be judged negatively by the Andromedans because of their use of slave labor, their abductions, etc.? Or, yeah, that's it.
I don't believe the A's are going to be a part of any kind of like a judicial system in that way. But let's look at this idea. They're Terran, they're of Earth. Ultimately, it will come back to us to deal with them. Will they be corralled? Will they be trapped from doing very negative things, assuming that's what they've been doing? Yes, they will. There's already pushback. Okay, there's already pushback going on. There are things going on Mars that we're not aware of that are correcting some terrible wrongs that have been going on there, especially with corporations that have been running those colonies. Corporations that have been running those colonies and other bases that we have in our solar system and maybe outside. They're all being managed by corporations from Earth or earthbound. They're all going to be dealt with. And it may be for all of the space programs laid out before. But before we could even deal with that, we have to fix home first. We have to be solid here. We have to be stable here first, because this is home. If they force them all to come back, they're going to bring them back here. We have to be solid. We have to be clear about what's right, and what's wrong. We have to be clear about that ourselves first. And we have to know the actual difference. And we all have to agree that what's been going on is no longer going to be allowed. Because this model is mostly what's out there. We're just propagating it out there. Okay? That's why it's not being allowed. That's why it's not being allowed. And that's why the pushback is bringing everybody back in to the inside of the solar system. I'm not exactly sure how that's all going to play out. It may very well be that there are some extraterrestrial councils or groups that are going to want to have a part in reprimanding specific parts of our space program that have been very rogue and very negative. But if I'm right about how they operate, we here on Earth will be participating in that situation. In other words, because they have gone out and they're a part of our race, we will be part of the knowledge of the trials, of the retribution that will occur, so that we will have a clear idea of what exactly are the rules of behavior, the protocols of behavior once you leave Earth and go into space. Okay? What we did to the Native Americans was not okay. It was not okay. And we cannot do that out there. There's going to be pushback. There are going to be ramifications. And I've heard some of that's already occurred. But we've got to make our, so we've got to come through, we've got to move through some things here first. I can tell you that the solar system is locked down, big time lockdown. And it's being policed. And the chickens will be coming home to roost. I don't have timelines. Everything at this point is event-based. How it's all going to unfold, it's a daily event. It's really a daily event. But I want you to know that we're there. We are there. We're at this turning point right now. Okay, the white hats, the benevolents are all sitting over the targets. You see? And once the truth bombs start exploding, we're going to lose faith in government. We have to be prepared for that. We have to be prepared for that. And there has to be a conversation amongst the people in each of our countries. How are we going to deal with this? What is it that we actually do? Because we've all taken it for granted the government will fix it. In most cases, the government's the actual problem here because they've institutionalized criminality, larceny. And they're working for private corporations and not the citizens. They forgot about the citizens a long, long time ago. Okay? And that means that these institutions are going to need a lot of fresh blood. And I'm not talking death. I'm talking about you, the citizens of the world, stepping up and moving into positions of leadership in your countries, in your cities, and basically starting over. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. We're there. We're there. Any moment, this is going to change. Okay? Any moment, the reset is going to occur, and it's probably going to come out of the blue. These are all things that are working in tandem together. And as far as the reset, 205 countries are moving together to get this done. That's extraordinary. And you're not hearing a word about it. Okay? But it's happening. It really, really is happening.